easy work of the competition here. Gone undefeated into the Final Four. Boogz, Steely, man, a few words, looking sharp. D. Jones, he's loud, proud, and he made it to the Final Four over Problem in an epic battle. And we see down there Estelo, the guy that nobody thought should be here, made it on a blocked field goal, got a blocked field goal on day one. Nobody's blocking him right now. He's on to the Final Four. Gentlemen, what do we think about these four competitors right here?
I can't wait to watch this Spot Me Please Boogz game. You just saw a little sneak peek again into Boogz. Head down, eyes focused, ready to lock in. This man has come a long way, waited a long time to get into a championship match, but opposite of him, you got Spot Me Please. Just came off a dominating performance, 35-0. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, Spot Me Please really hasn't, he's, like we said before the break, guys, he's made it look easy this entire time. Rico, I think you mentioned it as well before the break, that when is he going to face adversity? Like, what happens if it does? So let's take a look at his roster right now. Gibbs, if you want to lead us through this, looking at these picks right here, let's see what he's going to be bringing to the table.
Aaron McNair has been the staple of his offense. He loves passing the ball. That's the focal point. It all starts with Steve McNair. Does he have a good game or does he have a bad game? Right here, you see Navarro Bowman, also a great linebacker. This is a guy over the middle of the field, causes a lot of problems on the defense side of the ball. And lastly but not least here, Khalil Mack. We saw a great user interception on a halfback screen. Last game, Khalil Mack is the guy on defense that makes plays for Spot Me Please.
That's right, and Coach Hugh Jackson making him proud because he doesn't really have a win in real life right now. Spot Me Please making him look good. All right, let's go to the other side. Boogz.
Look at that, man.
He
locked in.
So locked.
Locked in, Tyler. But let's take a look at that roster. Emmanuel Sanders and Kamir Aiken, these guys have come up big all game long for him. I also love the T.Y. Hilton. Time and time again, in crucial situations, he goes to Hilton near the sidelines, and it works out for him. And I love that he's got a halfback in Derrick Henry. Makes him very versatile in terms of he can pass the ball. And if he needs to, he can close games with the run with Derrick Henry.
Absolutely. All right, so gentlemen, looking at this matchup, Rico, let's start with you. Who do you see advancing in this one?
He has been so focused. He looks so concentrated. Tournament. He fully believes that he's the best player here, and he's out to show it. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Gibbs.
Spot Me Please has just looked too dominant thus far in this tournament. 35-0 his last game against Monza. That is just absolutely bananas. That's crazy. He is on a absolute tear right now, 35-0. Rico is asking for a Shups bet. Not right now, Rico. Spot Me Please, though, is going to move on in this game.
Do you guys got a coin I could flip? I think this one is so close. You saw the look in both of those competitors' eyes earlier. That's the look of a champion and guys that are ready for battle. I think it's a toss-up. If I had to make a pick, flip the mental coin, Spot Me Please.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Boogz in this one, but I agree. I think it's whoever makes the mistake first. We're about to find out. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. The first semifinal game coming to you right now. AJ, take it away.
Thank you, Tyler. Andrew Johnson here. You can call me AJ. I'm with Zach Farley. Skip Farless, as Gibbs sometimes calls him. We'll just call you Farls today. What excites you about this game between Spot Me Please and Boogz?
This is a battle of two high-powered offenses. Both are veterans, and they're kicking off right now. I expect to see big-time scores in this game, deep passes of the sort.
Spot Me Please with the return. First out of the end zone he goes, stopped at the 19-yard line. We talk about that touchback. I don't want to harp too much on it, but what is your strategy on that?
I like to bring it out. We saw on day one of the event lots of big returns, but we haven't seen any since. Thankfully, no fumbles off kickoffs. That can be an almost game ender if you're going to fumble the opening kickoff, but these guys, super talented on the sticks. They could break one, and they want that opportunity every time.
All right, so Spot Me Please opens up our semifinal round here at the Madden Classic. Steve McNair, his legend quarterback, handing it off to David Johnson, of course, the big running back for the Arizona Cardinals. On this draft champions roster of Spot Me Please, who do you like most on his lineup?
Well, he's got a big-time lineup, AJ. I'm counting up to 8 elites on this bad boy. John Brown's been big. He's a gold, but he's a speedster. And he's the guy that takes the top off the defense. Everybody, one clap.
Another handoff to David Johnson. Stop shy of the first down marker, so that brings up 3rd and 1. And there's that big Boogz defense who had such a great game against True Boy in the last round.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Both players competed last year and made it very far, and both are back and their game has evolved. Spotme's added a run game, Boogz has added a defense.
Another handoff to David Johnson. Spotmeplzz content to run the ball now to open up this drive.
And that,
34-yard line.
And that's big. I mean, Spotme hasn't played in a few hours. His first game wasn't really a contest. So for him to get a first down, get the chains moving, get some confidence going, not like he needs it, but it does feel good to get that opening first down.
Another handoff to David Johnson as he's brought down at about the line of scrimmage. We talk about Spotmeplzz's roster. I like he took 3 wide receivers in a row, Moncrief, Montgomery, and as you said, John Brown, but CJ Fedorowicz. What do we need to look out for him? He likes to hit him over the top a lot of times.
So Dr. Fedorowicz, as I like to call him, is one of the best pass blockers in the game. A little bit of a decoy on that play, but Fedorowicz has good strength, good run block. He's not the greatest receiver, but he's a big enough target. And when you're getting guys wide open like Spotme is, he's somebody you can target.
There we see him lined up tight end. McNair throwing to the left side, and Brown does not come down with it. There's that gold item, John Brown, you were talking about.
Yeah, there's a big-time familiarity between these guys. No secrets, so it's going to be whoever makes the best adjustments and executes is going to be who gets it done.
Yeah, you kind of saw Boogz a couple of plays ago on that completed pass. He thought he might have a user pick on him. Kind of a little bit of a cringe from him. He thought he might have it, but he wasn't able to do so.
Yeah, what I'm looking at is these previous plays to see the plays that these guys are calling and how they're going to change throughout the game.
Steve McNair in the shotgun, man in motion. He's got Montgomery, Moncrief, and Brown now out to the right. David Johnson out of the backfield. He hits Fedorowicz. Fedorowicz with the first down.
That was a great throw on 3rd and 10. It's out of the Sam Bradford playbook. 3 yards short of the first down, but it worked out because he racked it, turned it upfield, and got the first down.
Spotmeplzz calling out a couple audibles here, putting a man in motion, hot routes.
Look for a play-action fake right there going on. Picks up the pressure.
Nice pressure, though, by Boogz on the other side. Spotme can't believe it.
And that's Boogz, man. He showed up with some incredible heat, put in a lot of practice, a lot of time in that lab, in that practice mode, getting his setups ready, learning to figure out what buttons to press, where to stack defenders, and it's working out for him in a big way.
Spotme audibles to the gun split. McNair tosses it to David Johnson. Johnson rumbling to the outside, can't keep both his feet in as he gets a high five on the sideline, stopped at the 36-yard line. Now it's 3rd and 11.
That was some of the biggest heat I've seen since last year when Jadeveon Clowney was tearing things up. Thankfully, he snuck it out of there. A little shovel pass, and I dug that play.
Quick thinking there by Spotmeplzz. Handoff now to David Johnson on 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11, the handoff gets him into field goal range. But Spotmeplzz, you've got that offense. You've got 25-yard routes downfield. You must know that Boogz, and you must respect that defense to hand it off right there. Interesting call.
Looks like he's got enough for the field goal. The 51-yarder is good. So Spotmeplzz takes a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter. I like what I'm seeing so far from that Boogz defense.
Yeah, I mean, when you're holding a guy like this to 3 points instead of 7, that's big-time football right there. Fair catch, smart play. Like you said, AJ, they're going to now get it on the 25-yard line after the touchback.
I smile for the 25 too. All right, 1:18 remaining here in the first quarter. One thing you're going to want to look out for here from this Boogz offense, he does have Derrick Henry in the backfield, that big number 2 running back. Andy Dalton, his quarterback. Boogz does like to run the football, and when he gets tired, Javorius Buck Allen is the guy who comes into the game, and this is the guy who D. Jones has kind of made famous here in this tournament. He's a base-level silver player. I don't know how he's doing it.
I mean, Allen is got 86 speed, 83 carry, and he is hanging onto the rock in every opportunity. Derrick Henry, same way. We've seen a few fumbles, but both of those guys have great power, Both are falling forward, and most importantly, hanging onto the rock.
Both big backs, too. There's Derrick Henry up the middle. Not big enough to stop that tackle. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, so now it's 3rd and 10.
And look down there in that corner. You're seeing halfback draw and DB fire too. It's like a mirror match. They've both called those plays, and they're both working out very short.
Throw over the middle and dropped. Boogz frustrated by that. He might have caught that bug that True Boy had in the previous game with the drop passes, but this will force a 4th and 10 now.
Yeah, it's tough. He did the same thing. He threw a little bit short of the line, but he was going to have the ability to rack it and go upfield for the first down. Instead, you get the open drop. As a competitive player, it's not something you want to see. However, he's got to adapt. He's going to go for it here on 4th and 10. He's going to have the play clock very tight, and he's going to have to take the timeout. Let's see if he thinks better of it now that he's had the timeout, or if he's still going to go for it. It looks like he's going to be aggressive here and see if he can get a first down. Bold call early in this game, already trailing by 3.
Boogz in the gun. He's got Henry and Helfet in the backfield with Andy Dalton. Sanders in motion. Dalton back to pass. He had some time, and there's a fumble. And it's recovered by Boogz, but it doesn't matter. That was 4th down, so he turns over the ball right there where the ball is recovered. And it's now going to be Spotmeplzz on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to spot him basically 7 points right here because you turn the ball over right in the red zone. David Johnson takes it up to the 7, and now Spotmeplzz with that high-powered offense. Some of those receivers maybe looks to go to the red zone or keeps possessing it and sees if he can punch it in. I'll look out for a play like tight end angle here, maybe over the middle to a big receiver like we talked about, Fedorowicz, the tight end.
Barles, you tend to be an aggressive player yourself. Would you have punted it there?
Yes.
There you have it.
I mean, it's tough to give a guy like Spotme the ball back, but would you rather give him the ball back there? Or would you rather give him the ball back potentially downfield when you've shown you could slow him down a little bit? If Spotme respected you enough to call a draw earlier on 3rd and 11, I think you're okay punting it back.
That is a good point. Both players respecting the defense. But now Spotmeplzz has a shot from the 7-yard line. Handoff to David Johnson. It looked like he had space outside the tackles, but he runs it back inside. Stopped at the 5-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 now.
Yeah, just 8 for 22, 50 total yards on the day right now. Boogz defense holding up. If he holds them to 3 right here, this is a big-time win, and this is a crucial 3rd and 5. Gotta look for this route up over to Brown.
Over the top, looking for Brown, just like you said, but it's too high. That's a tough pass.
That's not for Johnny Hotcakes Brown. I mean, that's a guy you're going to use to get behind the defense, but when you're in the red zone, the height, it's not his way.
So the field goal is good. That makes it 6-0 now. Spotmeplzz. He's going to take the points.
They call him Air McNair sometimes because he overthrows receivers, too. If you use a lot of high-point throws, but you hold down the LB button, it will target high throws. So in the red zone, it's great to use to put the ball where only your receiver can get it, but that leads to those bad throws. And we saw one right there. His receiver couldn't get his hand on it.
It's the safer bet, I feel like, especially in the end zone when you're in the red zone area and you're trying to throw into the end zone. Throwing it high like that. However, if you're in this part of the field, you might throw an interception to a safety who's playing deep. But in the red zone area, I like your strategy there, Farles. Throwing it high, seeing if you can grab it. If not, you can take your 3 points, which is what he did. Handoff to Derrick Henry.
Took a big shot right there. He's got 3 rushes for 3 yards, but Henry is known to fumble a little bit. I know he's very strong. Sometimes some of the stronger backs, they break so many tackles, they put themselves in positions to take big hits. He did right there, but he hung on.
T.Y. Hilton in motion. He's got Emmanuel Sanders on the left side. There's pressure up the middle, and Spotmeplzz gets Khalil Mack into the backfield to make the sack.
Well, I mean, we've seen Khalil Mack do it on the right side of the defense with the interception. We just saw Khalil Mack spin move right there on the left side. He shed off the block, a double team. He got inside, took the quarterback down before he could get rid of the ball. Now he faces a big 3rd and 20, which is very difficult to convert. He's already down 6, can't afford to go down anymore.
Akins in motion. Andy Dalton back to pass, backpedaling, throwing, looking for Hilton. T.Y. Hilton drags his feet. Boogz gives the fist bump,
And
it's a first down.
That's what you expect to see from Boogz. He hung tough in the pocket, was able to, didn't take the short route and then try and carve it up. He went deep, sideline catch, nice work.
There's another big hit in the backfield on Derrick Henry. And Farles, it's only a matter of time before one of these guys coughs up the football with these big hits.
Derrick Henry's looking like Trent Richardson right now. No yards on 4 carries.
Andy Dalton over the middle, and that's Aiken for the grab. Just shy of the first down marker, so 3rd and 3 now.
Yeah, I mean, look at the difference between a 3rd and 3 and a 3rd and long. Just gives you so many more options in your playbook to go to. In Boogz, he's got all the options with the way he runs his offense. Switches up to the gun split close. He's gone to play action out of this once before. We'll see what he does here with 4 seconds on the clock.
So out of the gun split close, T.Y. Hilton motioned out. He throws to Aiken, though. Aiken breaks a tackle.
Busted.
He gets past the second and into the end zone. And what a play by Boogz to take the lead.
And that's got to ache Spotmeplz's heart. Sorry, another bad Aiken joke, but that was that PA play. He canceled it. Crossing routes across the middle. Bad click on, got him out of the position, and an easy touchdown for Boogz. A good read, and he's up 7-6. What a play, 76 yards on that drive.
I can't wait to hear the next Aiken pun.
There's a Clay Aiken pun that's still out there. I know the chat's probably dumping some Aiken stuff in there. It's pretty serious.
All right, a nice return there to the 24 by Spotmeplzz. That's where he starts his drive here in the second quarter. Probably looking to have the last possession since
Absolutely.
Boogz gets the ball in the second half.
Absolutely, and he's going to the gun doubles flex. It's more of a spread formation, and what that means is you don't see anybody bunched up like we've seen for him most of the day.
Couple drags there, and Moncrief.
Yeah, he threw that a little
it.
late. I thought it was there a bit earlier, but let's see if he's going to go back to the gun bunch. He's running what Boogz knows so well because he runs it himself. So him spreading it out there, his receivers, and instead of having them bunch up, he's going to go back to it. But that was maybe just to see what Boogz would do in that situation.
That pass just about as good as throwing it out of bounds as he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Couple guys open this time, though. There's David Johnson. Johnson brought down at the 30 for a gain of 6. So that makes it a very manageable 3rd and 3 here now for Spotmeplzz as we hit the 2-minute warning.
Same thing. So much more your playbook's open on 3rd and 3. You go to your best play here at the 2-minute warning. You want to hang on to this ball. Can't afford to give it back with Boogz getting the ball after half.
Hand off to Johnson up the middle. Johnson hit hard at the 33. So that's 4th and 1 now, and Spotme is going to go for it.
And if he doesn't get this, Johnson and Johnson, there's going to be some tears on this 4th and 1. He needs it.
Big play to Fedorowicz, and that's what he likes to use him for when he needs a big first down. He hits his big man.
I mean,
Possession catch.
You hold down that A button, AJ, You're going to have a lot of success hanging onto the ball. No drop right there. Move the chains. Look it out. Yep.
Brown in motion. McNair looking for Montgomery, and he has his man. Despite the big hit, he holds on to the football.
Got him, coach. Clamp down, over the top. Crosser finally waited long enough. And a 33-yard gain moves him down into the red zone, looking good.
Handoff this time to Johnson. Johnson gets skinny there through the line of scrimmage and finds his way to the 15-yard line as we get under the 1-minute mark here in the second quarter. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 3 here for Spotmeplzz in a 1-point deficit.
And it's that same halfback draw against that DB fire too. We're going to see a lot of it on both sides all day long. Whoever has the better stick, David Johnson to the edge, is going to be the guy who comes out in this one.
So he does pick up the first down, and the clock continues to run. Spotmeplzz does have all 3 of his timeouts.
This is going to turn in 30 seconds. 3 timeouts going to turn into probably, he can really stick with any play in his playbook. He can run, he can pass, he can look for those high points one more time. Let's find out what he does here.
Hand off to David Johnson. Johnson can't break a tackle, though, and he's brought down before Spotme calls his first timeout there with the 16 seconds on the clock.
He can get a first down, but He's going to be trying to get a touchdown instead. Would he go for 2? It's a little early to decide. We'll have to see what how he feels about the individual chance to get those 2 points if he's to score. 2 defenders off the right side. Mel Blount. Very dangerous.
McNair over the top in double coverage, trying to find his man. He cannot do it. And that's about as good as you could have expected right there. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it just wasn't the read for Spotme. I know he wanted to go to the end zone, but with those timeouts, he could have went underneath to get a little bit closer for one more chance here. He's got one more before he's got to succeed the field goal on 3rd and 9.
Steve McNair calling out a couple hot routes here at the line of scrimmage. We're inside the 10 right now. And Spotme will call a timeout.
Smart timeout, just didn't like the look that he had right there. Boogz kind of all over what he wants to do. They both use similar tactics in the end in the red zone, so ultimately a smart decision. I think he might try and sneak maybe one more shot to the deep corner of the field, because Boogz has had this middle right there on lockdown, so he's got to maybe target the corner.
Man in motion. Out of the gun bunch. McNair looking to the corner, and there are 3 men on him, and it looks like Boogz is just reading exactly what Spotme wants to do on every play here in the red zone.
When he zigs, he zags. They're all over what Spotme's doing. That's great preparation. If you're new to Madden, you're able to watch what your opponents do, and you get a feel for their tendencies, right? The first thing you want to look at is the game situation, the down and the distance. That dictates what you think your opponent's going to do, whether they're going to run or whether they're going to pass. So if you're new and you're starting out, you're like, I don't know what play to call. Well, think about the situation. What's the down? What's the distance? What's the clock? He had to go to the end zone. Boogz knew he likes to target those outside corners. Who doesn't love to throw a good corner route, AJ?
I like a good corner route.
I like a corner route with my morning cup of
I
coffee.
like a good corner route.
I like a corner route as my dessert for lunch. I like a corner route to tuck me into bed at night. It's a comfortable route. Boogz was all over it.
Little nightcap corner route.
Oh, wow.
Looking deep here. Andy Dalton trying to find somebody. Spotme's going to grab the interception. That's how we wrap up the second quarter. So, Spotmeplzz, only 3 field goals, but it's enough to have the 9-7 lead over Boogz.
He got what he needed. He was able to take advantage of that one Boogz early mistake on 4th down where he couldn't convert, and he's looking good. Now, the adjustments at halftime, just like an NFL coach, you got to go in, you got to rile your guys up, make some different adjustments. He knows where you want to go. You know where he wants to go. You have to execute. That halfback draw, it's going to be big in the second half. Clock's going to be a big factor. There's not a lot of possessions left in this game. These guys are really keeping everything tight in the window, AJ. It's razor sharp when you're seeing these competitors play at such an elite level.
All right, we got to check in with Drea. She's with Boogz right now.
Hey guys, yeah, Boogz, your defense has done a pretty good job of keeping Spotme's high-powered offense in check. How do you continue that in the second half?
I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. I knew exactly what's coming when it comes, so eventually he's going to pay. So,
what's the biggest in-game adjustment you want to make offensively to really get back in the end zone?
Touchdown every time I touch the ball.
There you go, touchdown every time. We'll see what happens. Let's send it back to Tyler and the guys. Good luck.
Thanks, Dre. Appreciate that. Very confident man right there. And I got to agree, it feels like whoever gets the first big play, that's going to be the winner right there, because this game is so tight. It's like 2 boxers fighting against each other. By the way, we want to welcome in our viewers from Univision. Thank you for joining us. And again, you can find us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. We're going to be on the NFL Network later tonight. Heck, you can find us anywhere pretty much. Also, I want to let you know that Univision Deportes is going to be doing a very special 1-hour show on Monday, December 5th, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to the highlights right here, Gibbs. Let's show folks how this one went down in the first half.
A lot of action in this one between Spotmeplzz and Boogz. A lot of field goals here. That's been the story of this one for Boogz, and his defense holds Spotmeplzz on the first drive to a Fig Newton here. Dropping back 4th and 10. Fumble Ruski picked up. That leads to another field goal there by Spotmeplzz. But an absolute dart right here. Broke a tackle. And right there, RG, you said it, Amos. He went for the strip tackle, missed it, got into the end zone for the only touchdown of this game. And right here, another big play by Spotmeplzz. Dart to Tyler Montgomery, and then thrown into triple coverage. Kind of a mistake there by Spotmeplzz. Leads to another field goal. So right now, Spot Me Please up 9-7. I would say it certainly feels like Spot Me Please is kind of playing from behind right now, the way Boogz is playing.
Rico?
I'd have to agree with him. Boogz is in control of this game. A couple breaks haven't gone his way. Look for him to make the necessary adjustments, pull away a little bit in the second half, sticking with the pick.
RG?
I told you guys you could just flip a coin. This one's that close, and as you can see, the scoreboard reflects that.
All right, well, Spot Me Please is undefeated so far in this tournament. Let's hear a little bit more from him about what Madden means to this guy.
With $1 million on the line this year, I mean, that's big-time money. You can change your life. My name's Taylor Robertson. I'm 26, from Ballard, West Virginia, and I'm here to win the Madden Classic.
Amazing performance by this guy right here. He got 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for Spot Me Please.
I've been married for a little over 3 years now. We just had a son. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm hoping I can perform at a high level and hopefully set up our family for the future. The competitive scene is off the charts right now. Any of the 16 players that are here can win this thing. It's an accomplishment just to get here. Last time in the group stage, I went 3-0. I played really well. I got to the quarterfinals and I lost to Problem. Problem is the greatest Madden player of all time. When you look at his accomplishments compared to others, nobody else comes close. I felt like I was the best player at the event, but I made some mental mistakes in that game that he capitalized on because that's what good players do.
And that was a safety.
What a lack of experience right there by Spot Me Please. That's got to be devastating.
Anyone who can run the ball consistently, it normally gives me the biggest issue, and Problem likes to run the ball.
And that's 25 yards on one play.
That being said, you can learn a lot from him, and you can use what you learn from him to pick up on some of his habits and tendencies and exploit some of those.
A walk in the park for 6.
Football was basically life growing up. From the time I was 5 years old, you know, I've been playing some type of football. So that's kind of transitioned me into the Madden. But from a personal side of things, I feel like I'm close to being one of the best players in the world, and I think a good showing here can kind of solidify that spot.
Let's see if Spot Me Please can punch his ticket to the finals. He's up on Boogz right now, 9-7. Let's send it back to AJ and Farrells for the call on the second half.
Thank you very much, Tyler. I can't wait to see this second half. Farrells, Spot Me Please, struggling a little bit on offense.
He's struggling, AJ, but I mean, this is big. This is bigger than Madden. He talked about his family, you know, he's got the child, and for me, I don't have a kid. The best moment of my life, Super Bowl 42, Eli Manning taking down the undefeated Patriots. This guy, though, is playing for something bigger, something deeper, and I expect him to have a big performance in the second half. It's got to start with defense, though, against Boogz, who's down by 2, but he's got the rock.
Boogz changing it up, moving to the gun split close, hands it off to Derrick Henry. Henry cuts back up the middle. That was a nice cut.
Shoestrings, he's getting it going. 16 yards on his last 2 carries. That's going to make life a lot easier for Boogz if he's able to get Derrick Henry rolling down the track.
See Spot Me Please there, representing the Tennessee Titans there on the left. Boogz in the Steelers uniforms on the right. Both guys locked in with the paddles. Spot Me leading right now. He has 3 field goals, though, so he hasn't been able to punch it past the goal line.
Yeah, and if you're just tuning in, I mean, Spot Me in his first game won 35-0. He faced no adversity. He dominated. Now he's getting tested by Boogz. He's got to see how he can respond.
Nice throw over the middle there by Andy Dalton, and it is brought down at the 50-yard line right on the spot. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 now for Boogz. Go for it on 4th down in the first half, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was 4-down territory for him.
This is certainly 4-down territory for every Madden player in America.
Player in motion, Andy Dalton, backpedaling, throwing. Helfet gets the grab. He picks up the first down at the 47.
Patience, patience, patience. He initially had that read taken away, but he waited on it, got open, got him the yard he needed. Nice job, Boogz.
Aiken in motion, Dalton back. The heat comes.
Wow.
from Spotmeplzz, and this time it gets to the quarterback, bringing him down for the sack. Boogz.
Such a high-level play right there. He sent the pressure. The pressure came off the edge you see down here. Boom. He had some routes going deep. He stayed short. He's using this guy with the star underneath him right there, and he's getting in the middle. Usually you have to run deep, but he let the deep routes go because by the time they were open, the pressure had come in off the edge and got the quarterback sack.
Pressure coming this time. Boogz picks it up for a while, then throws it away after he couldn't find an open man. So that's going to be 3rd and 23 now. Farrells, what do you have in your playbook to pick up on a 3rd and 23? You said it's 4-down territory for every Madden player about right here on the field.
Well, it's
what do you do? You got a couple plays?
You need to get 13. You need to get 12 or 13. It's going to be really hard to get 23 yards against a player this good. So you've got to get a chunk back. It's got to be a 2-play system right here.
Dalton back, trying to avoid the pressure. Throws over towards Aiken. Aiken cannot come down with it. So now he's looking at a 4th and 23. And Boogz goes right back to that offensive playbook.
Yeah, there's not a lot here. One thing that is in Madden is something called a smart route. And so you can actually tell your receiver by pressing the smart route adjustment to run to the 23-yard line. So if it's a curl, he'll curl at 23 yards. It's pretty tough to get in this situation, but it is an option.
Whatever it is, it's going to be a long route, and he's not going to have much time to throw to it. So Boogz calls a timeout. He doesn't like what he sees.
Yeah, he's going to need that later. That's tough. I mean, it's better than just calling a play that you're not comfortable with. You got to stick to the plays that you know, but you always want to save those resources in the second half. Those timeouts are so valuable.
So Emmanuel Sanders lined up out to the right, T.Y. Hilton to the left, Aiken in the slot. You've got Derrick Henry, who might be left back to block. We will see. Boogz going for it here on 4th and 23. Big play.
Right there. Mack is right there. Let's see if he can shed or if Boogz is going to have time.
He does have time, and he hits T.Y. Hilton. And nobody's second-guessing that call now.
That is a read. I mean, wow. If I could have read like that, high school would have been so much easier. Instead, Boogz gets all the talent, all the reads. That route has been crushing people all day long, that tender area of the field.
You might make the joke, Farrells, but I know you're an accomplished author.
True, that is true.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 now, 2 seconds on the play clock. Boogz gets it out, throws it over to Hilton. Hilton with the grab, hangs on to it, picks up another 1st down. Now he's moving down to the 20-yard line.
And you saw that he changed up his defense right there, went to man, and T.Y. Hilton's one of the best route runners in all the NFL. It was a great selection by Boogz in this draft champions format to grab that Hilton who can beat almost any defender in man.
Hand off to Henry. Henry to the right side, and a nice juke. And Boogz channeling his inner problem right with the nice juke move, the speed juke, Farrells, and he breaks back inside.
Derrick Henry,
the tackle.
Ready for a stiff arm right there. Fortunately, didn't have to lay anybody down with it. Got through. That's a 10-play, 74-yard drive to start the half. That's a championship-level drive right there from Boogz. The man from Michigan wants this thing bad.
Kickoff to Spotmeplzz into the end zone. Ty Montgomery will take it out.
He wants this thing
at the 21.
As bad as Lions fans want a Super Bowl. That's how bad he wants this thing.
Hopefully he's more successful.
14-9 right here.
All right, Spotmeplzz now at the 21 is where he starts his drive.
And you can't settle for a field goal here if you spot me. You're going to start needing touchdowns.
Hand off to Johnson. Johnson brought down after a gain of about 4 yards.
Now he's got a Terrence Williams that he hasn't really had to use yet. He needs more than what he's getting out of Fedorowicz. John Brown over the top could be a play, but he's not a possession guy.
McNair rolling left, and he throws it out of bounds. Let's check in with Drea.
Hey guys, well I spoke to Estello, who's going to be playing in semifinal number 2, and he could potentially be playing either one of these guys on the stage right now, and he said it's going to be tough either way. He said they're both sending the heat, and he also said that he was surprised that Boogz wasn't up earlier in this game, guys.
Thank you, Drea. It'll be interesting to see as these guys watch, what they're looking out for. Obviously, this is kind of a mirror match, so your game planning might be sort of similar, wouldn't you say, Farles?
Absolutely. You're seeing John Brown finally get his first catch of the game right there, maybe things softening up. But this Mel Blount, I expect him to fully make a play out on the right side of this defense. He won't be fooled. He's a dangerous hitter.
Steve McNair, plenty of time in the pocket. He's got Moncrief, and he comes down with it. Big grab, and Spotmeplzz is happy about that one as he picks up a big first down right there.
Dante Moncrief, touchdown in 5 straight games for the Colts since he returned from injury. A guy I got on my fantasy team, and a guy that Spotmeplzz has on his draft champions team, and he's been big for Spotme.
As we approach the end of the third quarter here, we've had a very back and forth game. Spotmeplzz and Boogz, we sort of expected this. Once you get down to the last 4 players in a tournament, you anticipate it's going to be close games.
These guys know each other so well. It's going to be challenging. Let's see if he tries to attack the right side here.
Play action, throws to David Johnson. David Johnson brought down at the 16-yard line.
Little gadget play right there. That PAF slide, he's used it a few times and it's worked for him. Couldn't get it right there. When you get down into this red zone, this tight area, 20 yards and in, it is harder to get in here than a straw into a Capri Sun.
I hate doing that. It's the most difficult thing, trying to...
Adult supervision required.
All right, Farles, what do you like about this gun bunch tight end set that we're seeing from both competitors? We've seen it a lot this week. What do you like about that formation?
There's so much you can do from it with the routes, but what makes it so good is the ability to block the tight end and to block the halfback, this right side, and pick up all that pressure when he's sneaking defenders over off this edge that are looking like they're going to do some damage. He can simply change it up, block those guys, and it's what makes it such a good formation.
That's why we see those guys backpedaling as he comes down with it. That is John Brown for the touchdown.
What can Brown do for you? Ask yourself that. He can get you a touchdown in traffic. Had the left side of the field open, went to the right instead, and Brown hangs on. And
big grab here by Spotmeplzz.
This is critical. Critical 2-point conversion right here. Will he run? Will he pass? Let us know what you think.
Obviously no point in kicking the extra point. So he's going for 2. Up 15-14.
Dive, baby, dive.
And a big run up the middle is snuffed out by Boogz. And Spotme can't believe it.
What he wanted, I believe, was the ability to hold down the L trigger, which opens up your precision moves. There's so many good moves in Madden for the halfback. You can hold down that button and then you press the dive button and you lay out for the bread. You go up over the top like you're at a rock concert. And he wanted that animation. He didn't get it because Boogz collapsed his defense down, got his hands on it before he could pull it off. Frustration for Spotme, but you got the lead, but a field goal beats you right now.
All right, so Boogz in control of his own destiny on this drive as we open up the fourth quarter. Spotmeplzz leading by 1 point. Handoff to Henry, out of gun split, close, and he's brought down right about at the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10 now.
There was a little gap right there, but not for Derrick Henry. He's too big, couldn't fit through, and now we got a 2nd and 10 situation, but we're going back to that bunch, which has led to a bunch of big plays for Boogz.
Man in motion is Emmanuel Sanders. Andy Dalton backpedaling, trying to avoid any potential pressure. There it comes. Big play, and it's picked off.
Got him!
Picked off by Spotmeplzz as he runs out of bounds, and you can hear him right there celebrating. He knows that was a huge play.
Navarro Bowman coming up big. You might remember him from back when the Niners were good. He just got an incredible interception right there. Ran it back to, broke a tackle. That is championship defense. Boogz with the playmaker, threw it late. Spotme capitalizes.
Changing it up to the single back set now. David Johnson, 14 carries today for over 40 yards, and it looks like he's going to go to him a lot more right now.
And that's a little wham right there. He's in this formation. It's a good quick run. He's going to make it work. He's got to start to stretch the clock out here.
4 minutes left here in the ball game. Spotme in control. Boogz still has 2 timeouts and plenty of time, but he needs a stop. Throwing it out of bounds is Spotmeplzz. Smart play right there.
Yeah, and what makes these guys so good is their smarts, their game management. He threw the ball away right there. You never want to throw the ball away. If you're playing franchise mode against your buddies, you want to chuck it. And then you get mad at the game and you tweet at us that you throw too many picks when you play. But the smart thing right there is to throw the ball away. You click the right stick down, you get rid of it, you live to fight another down, you're in field goal range, you just can't take a sack. 3rd and 4.
Steve McNair in the gun. Gun bunch tight in to be exact, man in motion. McNair looking over the middle, he hits David Johnson. David Johnson picks up the first down, stopped at the 24.
Little option route out of the backfield. That's a hot route. You adjust to it. And he sat down because it was zone coverage. He found the open space, Skip's band name, and he converted. Hasn't gone to that yet. It's a little gadget play. He's got a couple little gadget plays. This guy's like Inspector Gadget, and it's working out for him. Keep plays in your back pocket. That's what the best players do.
Gun bunch tight in. This time he hands the ball off to David Johnson.
And if you're Boogz, you're feeling pretty good right now because you're gonna most likely get a chance back at the ball, and you're only gonna be down 1 possession pretty much no matter what happens. So you gotta hurry up and get the ball back. But the man from West Virginia, Spotme, knows that. So once again, they're just feeling each other out right now, but these next couple downs and minutes are critical.
David Johnson with the carry outside the tackle. It looks like he had space, but he's finally pushed out of bounds by the Boogz defender in those Pittsburgh Steelers uniforms. So nice save there.
And he's going to the I-form
2 minutes,
Hulk.
6 seconds left. Yeah, I-form Hulk, tell me about it.
Yeah, so this Hulk formation, what it does is it actually moves the tight end to left tackle, and then it brings all the extra linemen over to this right side. Those are some heavy, heavy dudes. Like Arby's, they have the meat on the right side of the defense. Gives him a big push, and Johnson goes in, almost in, behind those guys. It's one of the only playbooks in the game that has it. Spotme got this playbook. He knows it's in there, and he's using it to his advantage.
17 carries, 467 yards for David Johnson. Let's see if he can punch one into the end zone. 1 second on the play clock.
Go up.
It's to Johnson. He cannot quite cross the goal line as he stopped.
And he's rubbing, he's rubbing his forehead. He wanted to get in on there. He wasn't willing to lay out because when you lay out, you can fumble. He thought he could get in without it. Now he's at 3rd and goal. The clock keeps moving, so he's happy about it. But from 1 yard out, we've seen funnier things happen. Boogz, he's gotta, as they say, hold the door.
Hold the door.
Hold the door. Hashtag spoilers, but hold
We've seen him do it before. You're the worst at spoilers. David Johnson, there it is.
And the question becomes, I mean, do you take the field goal, go up 4 points, a touchdown beat you?
I think you do.
Or do you go for the bread? You go for the glory, the shot.
I think you do. I think you got to rely on your defense here. This is the 4th field goal attempt by Spotmeplzz in this ball game. He splits the uprights.
Every time you kick a field goal, every time you kick a field goal, you get 4 points closer to losing the game. Probably a smart play, but I would have liked to see it.
Great defense again by Boogz, though. And Boogz will take, yeah, I think he did. Boogz will take over at the 25-yard line.
And this is just
execution. Under 2 minutes here. He's got time.
Yeah, I don't expect any surprises. I expect Spotme to be ready, but it's still very, very tough to stop even when you know it's coming. This gun split close. We'll see if he's going to send the pressure there or man his guys up.
Derrick Henry, not much on that one.
And because Boogz used his timeouts earlier in the game, you can see those little yellow marks right there. He only has 1 out of 3 timeouts left. If he's to give up the ball right here, he's not going to be able to stop the clock and get it back. This is his last chance. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Time to go. Time to go, Boogz.
Back in the gun bunch. Andy Dalton handing off to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, nothing doing.
He's running the ball. Bold strategy, Cotton. I don't know if this is the move. But 3rd and 13.
Feels like a setup play.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. If you're setting something up, this is the time.
So Andy Dalton calling a couple hot routes again. Aiken, Hilton, Sanders lined up outright.
Aiken's been big, but I think T.Y. is the guy you got to go to the game with on the line.
Dalton has time. No block sheds yet. Plenty of time.
Maker.
Nobody open. There's the pressure. He throws it out of bounds, so he has 1 down left here in his Madden
AJ, raise your hand if you've ever.
classic.
Wow, throwing it away
Run.
on 3rd and 13. Just the chops right there from Boogz to know you're confident. He's already picked up a 4th and 18 once this game. He's now got to get a 4th and 13. This Z-spot route, he's going to put his best receiver in right there, his big dog, Honey Funches of Oats right there. And then it's going to go to the solo side. If you're, yep, little timeout. He takes his last time. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is not a good sign. He's kind of panicking, but this is his last opportunity for us, so him to get the right play call in is huge. But that Z-spot route, that's the one they're going to be looking out for. You really kind of got to user it. I would be shocked if this is not defended by Spot Me, but let's see what happens here on 4th and 13. Maybe one of those smart routes we talked about earlier.
Feel like Spot Me knows it's coming. Boogz, of course, playing a lot with Skimbo. Skimbo likes this play.
Great route.
Dalton.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he has time. Throwing towards the sideline.
Hangs
Hilton came down with it. Not out of bounds.
T.Y. Hilton, game on the line, AJ.
Who do you throw to? You got to throw to your moneymaker.
Tick-tock on the clock. Boogz, blow the speakers up. 34 seconds left. No timeouts. Uh-oh, he's going deep.
Dalton.
He's going deep.
What's
no,
he doing?
He's not! So he tried to go deep. He pump faked by accident, I believe. Then he tried to maybe throw the ball away. He pump faked again. Then he thought about pump faking, and then he took the sack.
Staying
16
calm right
seconds.
here. 16 seconds.
4. He needs to get to the sideline.
This clock is still running.
Got to get to the sideline.
Screen pass.
Diabolical!
Not a terrible
Diabolical!
idea.
Didn't get out!
Didn't get out of bounds. And oh my goodness, Derrick Henry. That is going to wrap up the ball game. 18-14, Farles.
A
Spot
sigh
Me
of
Please
relief.
hangs on. Yeah, sigh of relief from all of us. Man. Yes, please keep clapping there for Boogz. What a great run by Boogz. Fantastic game. And Spot Me Please moves on to the championship, Farles.
AJ, when you're seeing players that are this good play, it comes down to clock management. We talked about the resources that Boogz utilized earlier in the half. He just wasn't comfortable in his playbook at the end of the day. He didn't have the best draft. He didn't have his ideal playbook, some small changes. They cost him some time. They cost him some yards. And it hurt him just enough at the end that he ran out of time. Like we said, can you manage the clock? Can you score? Time ran out on Boogz.
All right, I think we've got to hear from Drea. She has Spot Me Please.
Yes, I do, Tyler. Spot Me, congratulations. You're going to the finals. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling really good. That was a big game. Caught a couple breaks, which I needed, but I'm happy to be going to the finals.
You were able to get a lot more going offensively in the second half. What changed?
I just paid close attention to some of the adjustments he was making. I knew I had a couple plays when I really needed them, so that's what I went to in the second half.
You got Estello versus D. Jones in the other semifinal. Who would you like to face in the finals? Do you have a preference?
No preference. They're both really good players. I'm going to go get the notebook out and take some notes real quick.
All right, that's how you do. You study up when you're going to the finals. Let's send it back to Tyler and the guys.
Oh, thank you, Drea. Appreciate that. Spot Me Please has not lost all week long. He continues on, and he is the first one to be going to the finals of the Madden Classic. Guys, thoughts?
Unbelievable. I mean, the way he played here, check out some of these highlights right here. 4th and 23 for Boogz. He throws an absolute hottie-toddy dot T.Y. Hilton over the middle of the field. He did waste a timeout, though, to get that conversion. We'll talk about that later. A little force push right there. Derrick Henry throwing the guy to the ground. Right here, snap of the ball, 1st and 10. Look at that strike down the sideline, Dante Moncrief. And here we go. We try to punch this one in here. Aaron McNair throws over to behind 2 defenders. Again, T.Y. Hilton, the difference in this game. And right here, a little bit greedy by Boogz. He should have thrown that ball away. Interception put this game on ice right here. Spot Me Please, amped up, excited Right here, he holds the door before my guy RG kicks a field goal, makes this one tight at the end of the game. Little halfback screen. This looked promising, but didn't get out of bounds in time, and the clock ticks away. Spotmeplzz knows that's it, and he's heading on to the finals of the Madden Classic.
It's unbelievable. Rico, what do you think about this?
Ah, man, that 4th and 23 play where he had to take that timeout, that came back to bite him. He had the great play. He had the great play call. Those extra 3 yards, he tried to get him. Instead of getting out of bounds, came back, cost him the game.
RG?
That was a great game. Spotmeplzz secured himself an additional $7,000 with that win. Is at the very least going to be taking home $15K. I have a feeling his wife and son are going to have a pretty good Christmas.
I think 200 series points as well.
Yeah,
roughly.
the series points are huge too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's really big because you want to get as many points as you can to try and qualify for the Madden Championship in May. Let's take a look at the bracket, show you how Spotmeplzz got there. Gibbs, look at this road that he had.
I'm just curious, how you doing, Uncle Rico?